Hello, in this video we will study about eutrophication. Harmful algal blooms, dead zones and fish kills are the results of a process called eutrophication, which begins with the increased load of nutrients to estuaries and coastal waters. Eutrophication is the gradual increase in the concentration of phosphorus, nitrogen, and other plant nutrients in an aging aquatic ecosystem such as a lake. Eutrophication has come from the Greek word eutrophos, which means well nourished. The productivity or fertility of such an ecosystem naturally increases as the amount of organic material that can be broken down into nutrients increases. This material enters the ecosystem primarily by runoff from land that carries debris and products of the reproduction and death of terrestrial organisms. Water blooms or great concentrations of algae and microscopic organisms often develop on the surface, preventing the light penetration and oxygen absorption necessary for underwater life. Eutrophic waters are often murky and may support fewer large animals such as fish and birds than non eutrophic waters. Dystrophication or hypertrophication is when a body of water becomes overly enriched with minerals and nutrients, which induce excessive growth of algae. This process may result in oxygen depletion of the water body. One example is an algal bloom or great increase of phytoplankton in a sandy body as a response to increased level of nutrients. Eutrophication is often induced by the discharge of nitrate or phosphate containing detergents, fertilizers, or sewage into an aquatic system. Eutrophication is most commonly arises from the oversupply of nutrients, most commonly as nitrogen or phosphorus, which leads to overgrowth of plants and algae in aquatic system. You can see the overgrowth of algae in the picture. Now let us see what is natural eutrophication. Although eutrophication is commonly caused by human activities, it can also be a natural process, particularly in lakes. Eutrophy occurs in many lakes in temperate grasslands, for instance. It is an abnormal growth of algae, a clear manifestation of a process called eutrophication. Eutrophication is an enrichment of water by nutrient salts that causes structural changes to the ecosystem, such as increased production of algae and aquatic plants, depletion of fish species, general deterioration of water quality, and other effects that reduce and prelude use. Eutrophication is a serious environmental problem since it results in a deterioration of water quality and is one of the major impediments to achieving the quality objectives. All water bodies are subject to a natural and slow eutrophication process which in recent decades has undergone a very rapid progression due to the presence of man and his activities, so called cultural eutrophication. Now, let us see what is cultural eutrophication. It occurs when human water pollution speeds up the aging process by introducing sewage, detergents, fertilizers, and other nutrient sources into the ecosystem. Cultural eutrophication has had dramatic consequences on freshwater resources, fisheries, and recreational bodies of water and is one of the leading causes of aquatic ecosystem degradation. Eutrophication is naturally occurring process which depletes the oxygen levels in a body of water. When these algae die and decay, high levels of oxygen are used in the process. This often leads to total oxygen depletion, which harms the aquatic ecosystem, especially fish and other aquatic organisms. Although eutrophication happens naturally in water bodies, changes in land use and pollution due to human activity contribute to much faster rate of eutrophication, also known as cultural eutrophication. Cultural eutrophication currently affects millions of lakes and water bodies throughout the world. Usually, this occurs as a result of the introduction of a range of nutrients through fertilizers, chemicals, or soaps and detergents. A continuous increase in nutrient concentration in a lake decreases the ability of self purification of the ecosystem and even lead to the premature death of a body of water. The nutrients that are mainly responsible for such changes are nitrogen and phosphorus, both commonly used in agriculture as fertilizers. The cultural eutrophication process consists of a continuous increase in the contribution of nutrients, mainly nitrogen and phosphorus, until it exceeds the capacity of the water body. That is the capacity of a lake, river, or sea to purify itself, triggering structural changes in the waters. The structural changes mainly depend on three factors. One is the use of fertilizers. Agricultural practices and the use of fertilizers in the soil contribute to the accumulation of nutrients. When these nutrients reach high concentration levels and the groundwater is no longer able to assimilate them. They are carried by rain into rivers and groundwater that flow into lakes or seas. When instead water is treated by means of water treatment plants before discharge into the environment, the treatments applied are not always such as to reduce the organic load, with the consequent accumulation of nutrients in the ecosystem. Consequently, next is the discharge of wastewater into water bodies. In various parts of the world and particularly in developing countries, water waste is discharged directly into water bodies such as rivers, lakes, and seas. The result of this is the release of a high quantity of nutrients which stimulates the disproportionate growth of algae. In industrialized countries, on the other hand, wastewater can be illegally discharged directly into water bodies. When instead water is treated by means of water treatment plants before discharge into the environment, the treatments applied are not always such as to reduce the organic load, with the consequent accumulation of nutrients in the ecosystem. Next is the reduction of self purification capacity. Over the years, lakes accumulate large quantities of solid material transported by the water sediments. These sediments are such as to able to absorb large amounts of nutrients and pollutants. Consequently, the accumulation of sediments starts to fill the basin and increasing the interactions between water and sediment. The resuspension of nutrients present at the bottom of the basin is facilitated. This phenomena could in fact lead to a further deterioration of water quality, accentuating the processes connected with eutrophication. Let us see the effects of eutrophication. Abundance of particulate substances like phytoplankton, zooplankton, bacteria, fungi, and debris that determine the turbidity and coloration of the water. Abundance of organic substances that give the water disagreeable odors or tastes barely masked by chlorination in the case of drinking water. The water acquires disagreeable odors or tastes of earth, of rotten fish, of doves, of watermelon, etc., due to the presence of particular algae. Reduction of oxygen concentration, especially in the deeper layers of the lake at the end of summer and in autumn. Abundance of inorganic chemicals such as ammonia, nitrates, hydrogen sulfide, etc., that in the drinking water treatment plants induce the formation of harmful substances such as nitrosamines suspected of mutagenicity. Disappearance of significant reduction of quality fish with very negative effects on fishing. Eutrophication has become a very important problem, particularly in heavily populated parts of North America and Europe, and it has a range of devastating effects. The most striking effect are algal blooms. They are easily detectable with a naked eye as they turn water green and limit the sunlight that enters the water. Limited sunlight penetration disables aquatic plants from photosynthesizing, which leads to their death. Fewer photosynthesizing plants also means less oxygen available for other organisms, and the lack of oxygen in the water results in mass fish deaths, which further pollutes the water and harms the environment. Now, what can be done to prevent the eutrophication? Regulations to reduce sources of nitrogen and phosphorus pollution have been introduced in countries suffering from eutrophication. However, climate change and predicted population growth will make control over these sources even more difficult in the future. Some of the measures that can be applied at the moment include reduction of phosphorus in detergents, adoption of sustainable agricultural practices, elimination of the use of chemicals in daily life, use of water purifying plants that remove nitrogen and phosphorus from the wastewater, biomanipulation in affected lakes by altering a food web in favor of cyanobacteria eating crustacean known as Daphnia. These tiny crustaceans help prevent excessive growth of cyanobacteria by feeding on them. Despite increasing awareness among people and the continuous efforts of countries to improve fresh water quality, cultural eutrophication becomes a serious cause of water pollution with grave impacts on the aquatic ecosystem. The prevention of eutrophication requires the cooperation of different parts of our society, including experts and scientists, farmers, environmental organizations, politicians, and even the public. Ensuring our freshwater sources are clean is in the interests of all of us. Without water, life on the blue planet is not possible. Thank you.